It's HPR, All Things Considered, and I'm Dave Lawrence, welcoming back a classic rock staple that, on November 7th, returned to Hawaii for the first time in over 40 years. Foghat.
I don't want you to be singing a blues. I just want to make love to you. I'm a fool for the city. I'm a fool for the city.
November 7th, Foghat play the Blue Note, 6:30 and 9, and it follows Sonic Mojo, their 2023 album, which found success on the Billboard Blues album chart and on radio with this song, Driving On.
And I gotta be strong, and it won't be long till I'm driving on.
We're grateful and welcome back to the show, Foghat original founding member and drummer, Roger Earl. And I know two things, my brother, are absolutely on your mind right now. I know one of them is you're totally stoked about the massive success of your latest record, Sonic Mojo, Billboard Blues Charts top 10 for 30-plus weeks. And the other one, and you'll correct me if I have any of it wrong, you're really stoked because you're bringing the band back to Hawaii for the first gig in decades coming up in November.
Top 10 of the Billboard Blues Charts. Got back in just the other day, came in at 9, then it came in at 6. It's been on 32 weeks. It's been on there. It's absolutely incredible. And I'm so looking forward to coming back to Hawaii. It's fabulous. We played there once before, I think in around 75. Then I played there at a club about 30 years ago. And it's heaven on earth. I'm so looking forward to being there.
Not only are you guys celebrating basically the one-year anniversary of Sonic Mojo with this gig at the Blue Note Thursday, November 7th, but you have been, it says here, and you'll explain this to us, submitted for a Grammy nomination, and that's Best Contemporary Blues Album. Explain, how does that work? What does that mean, submitted for the nomination?
Yes, because it got in the blues charts. Our manager worked tirelessly talking to people. Our distributor did the same thing, and we've never been submitted for a Grammy before, so that's another first.
You're potentially a nominee.
Potentially a nominee.
Now, you mentioned something about your history in the islands. Again, it's the great original drummer from Foghat, Roger Earl, and they're at the Blue Note Thursday, November 7th. Couple of shows, 6:30 and 9. Now, you had talked about you'd only done one show in the islands. We're lucky we have Steve, the mystery emailer, told us about that show. It was February 20th, 1977, your Hawaii debut, sold-out crowd at the Blaisdell Arena. It was on the night shift tour, and tickets were a bargain back then, Roger. $750, $650, and $550.
Wow. We had a great time. We had a week off before we played there. I got a chance to travel around the island. I think I rented a scooter and a convertible Volkswagen. And I was with my girlfriend at the time, who actually worked for Warner Brothers. She was an artist relations person. We had a great time there. It was absolutely fantastic.
You've played on bills with so many amazing, weird lineups, cool lineups. I wanted to see if any stories come to mind. I'm going to throw a couple of them out there. The classic concert flashback storytelling. So we go back. Okay. We go to Memphis Jam. And if you don't know it, Roger, just say you don't know it, because I got a million of them here that are good. So we can go. We just go to the next one. So it'll be Memphis Jam. This is July 28th, 1974, the Liberty Bowl, Memphis Memorial Stadium. Eric Clapton, Leonard Skinner, and Foghat opening that show. Do you remember it?
Yes, I do. Eric was particularly good that night. He sang a bunch of really sort of cool blues songs. Leonard Skinner, actually, I remember one date that we played. I don't remember this particular date, but I remember seeing them there. But there was one date we played with Leonard Skinner in Michigan at this huge 80,000 people arena. And I'm walking around backstage, and all of a sudden, two of the members come out of Leonard Skinner's dressing room, punching the out of each other. and within seconds, they start laughing and hugging each other and walk back in the room. And I'm going to myself, that's one way to keep a band together, I guess.
So many times you also merged with the rock historians. The last time you were on, we were talking about Willie Dixon and stuff, but there's this other show in your history that goes back to 72, September 72, Indianapolis Raceway Festival. The headliner is Chuck Berry. Another headliner is Fleetwood Mac. Argent's on the bill, and way down on the poster is Foghat. How cool.
Where is this?
This is September 9th, 1972, Indianapolis Raceway Festival.
Okay, I do remember that.
With Chuck Berry. What a cool thing to have on your resume. It's just
Well, there's a story about that, I remember. Myself and Lonesome Dave were like huge Chuck Berry fans. Without Chuck Berry, there'd probably be no rock and roll. He's up there playing he would have a pickup band every time he played. It was just him. And we said to our manager, look, can you ask Chuck if we can take a picture with him? And Chuck comes down the stairway after he's finished his set with his guitar case, and there's a red convertible Cadillac waiting for him with a blonde at the wheel. Our manager goes up to him and says, excuse me, Mr. Berry, could my band take a picture with you? And Chuck said, sure, anytime, and kept walking. The picture was our manager holding Chuck's wrist. Chuck was moving on.
I love
Chuck Berry. There would be no rock and roll if it wasn't for Chuck Berry. In fact, we do a Chuck Berry song on our new album, Promised Land.
You got to play, talk about a guy with a similar kind of thing. Johnny Winter, this is a great bill, too.
Yeah.
We were talking about Frampton. This is Johnny Winter, Foghat, and Frampton in Winterland, May 22nd, 26 and 27, 73. How about that business?
Yeah, that was Johnny's I'm Still Alive and World Tour. We did a bunch of dates with Johnny Winter. And I remember it particularly because we opened for him at Madison Square Garden. Our manager at the time was from New York. And playing in Madison Square Garden, where we've been over here for 2 years, that was a big deal. And over the years, I became good friends with Johnny. He was, let me get this right, a character. Not only a great blues man, a great singer, great guitar player. We became friends, and there's a bunch of stories I could tell you. But are there any tender ears listening? You may have to bleep some of this out.
I will.
Johnny hated flying, and this was during the tour. And whenever he had to fly, and he couldn't go by bus to wherever he was going. And I remember this because we were flying on the same plane with him. He was a little out of it because they didn't want him to get upset on the plane. We're on the plane, and the plane's up in the air, and halfway through it, Johnny Winter stands up on the plane and says, "What are these motherfuckers doing on my bus?"
And so he was confused and really thought you were on the bus?
Well, he wanted to know what all these people were doing on his bus.
I love it. Before I wrap it up with you, last concert flashback. In August of 72, Hollywood Palladium in Los Angeles, Jeff Beck, Argent, and Foghat.
Yeah, they were fantastic. I think Carmine Appice was playing with Jeff. Beck, Beauregard, and Appice, wasn't it? I think. Could have been. I was playing a Gretsch drum kit, and it got stolen from our truck, and so I didn't have a drum kit. Carmine's with Ludwig drums, and I gave him a call, and I talked to Carmine, and Carmine said, yeah, Bill Ludwig will get you a drum kit. So Carmine made a call for me. And, of course, I didn't have a drum kit. This was a Friday night, I think it was stolen. We were supposed to play Saturday. Monday morning, wherever we were, all these drums arrived. So I'm eternally grateful for Bill Ludwig III.
That literally saved you with those drums.
Yeah, thank you, Carmine.
The great original drummer from Foghat, Roger Earl, and they're at the Blue Note Thursday, November 7th. Couple of shows, 6:30 and 9. I'm going to go out with Slow Ride, and it's one of those enduring songs. People, when they hear that kind of thing, it takes them back in time. That's that kind of song.
Dave, what's that song about?
Having fun with a lovely young lady.
That's Right, all right. Some people think it's about driving.
No, I know what slow ride's about, my brother.
You do. So you've been around the block once or twice, right?
I give you a big hug and a high five. You have fun today? Was this okay?
Yeah, this is great. Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I've enjoyed it.
You too. Stay safe, brother. Aloha.
Bye-bye.